But I got one gripe. Okay, so I'm if you're listening
Ooh, you calling
audibly,
them
there's
straight
a
out.
photo. Yeah, there's a photo. Not it's not that heavy, it's not that deep, but I just would like people to understand. Um I'm disappointed at the Best Buy return policy because I'm using another mic, which is an outstanding mic. It's the Blue Yeti, which I'm using at this moment. I do enjoy it. Like it's great, but I really love I really love my Shure MV7. And Kelly, maybe I'm wrong. You always get me together. Maybe I'm actually wrong. I'm mad at Best Buy's return policy. I
How so?
like the Shure MV7.
Hmm.
Well, for one, did you know they will only take something back within 15 days?
I did. Did you know that I worked at Best Buy
How
for
did
like
you know that?
4 weeks when I was
What
living in
4 weeks were
LA
the
and I needed some extra money and I was just starting to be a publicist. I had a part-time job at Best Buy in the Valley.
You chose to work at Best Buy over waiting tables. Oh my, I didn't know it
I
could get
did.
that
Well,
low.
because I waited tables in Texas and I made a deal with
Hated
myself that
it.
I would never wait tables in California. Like I needed something, whatever. So I worked there just for Christmas, and that was it. So I had enough money to go home for Christmas.
Then you're probably going to say
Anyway,
my gripe is bullshit.
so I do know that. I do think that's bullshit. 15 days is like not enough, but yeah,
So when I bought the mic, because there's so many different ways you could buy any bit of equipment. We have been
right.
doing this podcast, and I have randomly with Ronnie Jr. and difficult podcasters here and pop culture POV and Patreon. So I have I actually have technically 4 microphones, technically 5. But the Sennheiser isn't really for web streaming, so to speak. It's kind of the old school, like when we worked in radio actually years ago. Really good Sennheiser. But my point is, Kelly, I am stupid then, I suppose, because I chose to get the microphone because I said, oh my gosh, if anything were to happen with the microphone, I could take it back to Best Buy because that's like the retailer. So when I go to
Mm.
buy it, it's a fantastic mic. I just got to be clear with you. The Shure MV7 I do like. Like I'm rave reviews. Speaking of reviews, they're all good. But there was one little glitch with the cord because 2 types of cords. There's an XLR and then there's the mini USB, I think it is. Well, it was a
Oh
little
yeah.
glitch situation. Ronnie's got a heavy hand and trying to finagle with it. It kind of maneuvered it and does not work in that capacity. So I simply wanted to kind of like take it back. And I remember when I purchased it, and again, I might be wrong, but I'm never wrong. So there
Oh
goes
no,
that.
never.
I remember I remember purchasing it and saying, well, I'm buying it here, you guys, Best Buy, because that way, if there's any problem with this $269 mic, I could bring it back to you. And the clerk goes, do you want the warranty? And I says, oh, your warranties are a little funny, but like, what you got? Like, sell it to me. Not even in a mean way. But then they say this, oh, don't worry. If you don't want to get this 3-year warranty, within a year, it's still covered. Factory warranty. A factory warranty? Tell me about that. Oh, well, just bring it on back to Best Buy. So I have been misled that if anything were to
Ah.
happen, sans, getting the mic and throwing it on the ground, which did not happen. It's a fabulous mic. I wouldn't be this mad about it because I'm gonna get another one. It's that good of a microphone. But I just feel
Mhm.
like you can't have the clerk wash it off and get mad. They might have got mad. They might have said, well, if you're not going to buy the warranty, because obviously if I buy the warranty, that's a bonus or something like that for the clerk. I worked in banking, that's how it worked. Um, so then when I didn't buy the 3-year bonus incentive type situation, the clerk washed it off, was like, oh yeah, it's fine. I specifically asked those questions so I wouldn't be in this bind because, as you know, and this is not to talk shit, we are starting this podcast from the ground up.
Right.
Money is
No.
not as plentiful as it should be, specifically
Yeah.
because you dummies don't write on our Apple Podcasts.
Well, no, but it's also, a 200 on something almost $300 purchase is nothing to scoff at, especially when you have multiple podcasts, you have multiple, like, buying all the equipment that you need for all of this. It's not cheap, and that's only one element of all the things you need to be able to do this. I mean, so if they to be misled on something like that, that's the crappy part, right? Because you have to ask all the questions. Okay, well, what does the factory warranty cover? And does it cover, like, if the cord doesn't work, can I just come and exchange it out? Like, do all those things. And if you don't ask those questions, you end up like right here because you assume, and you don't realize that you need to ask those questions until you get to where you are, which sucks. And it's already too late. But they wouldn't exchange it?
They gave me the most insane runaround. I mean, they're nice enough to like give me an email, like as if I wanted to go up the ladder or whatever. Because Kellie, I'm a talker, and I
You know
wasn't
what I
even
found
mad. That's the
actually works in that situation, to be honest, like with any issues I've had with different companies, is tweeting them. You would not believe like how fast I get my issues resolved when I tweet them, what the fuck?
Well, that was the
And I'm
next thing
like,
I was going to tell.
seriously. Mm-hmm.
Kellie, that was the next thing I was going to tell you about good old Best Buy and this Shure MV7 that I love and want another one, and I will be having another one maybe in my next episode. But
Yeah.
what I am mostly upset about, and I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think, because again, I love the microphone. I didn't damage the microphone. Shit just happens. It's a technical thing. Like that's the same thing as saying my internet's down. Shit does happen. So you got an honest Ronnie walking in there. But what Kellie, I got to put Best Buy to task right now. I have to. I wonder if sans the 15 days situation, if too many people abused what you just talked about, because I think there was a time in the culture where you could tweet something, but it kind of has become like everyone's like, oh, this flight fucking sucked and da 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 da, and then they're getting a bump to first class or another flight, and it's become sort of hard probably for businesses. Although, come on, businesses, they damn near they do what they do to you too. But the point is, I feel like I'm getting the wrath of somebody that would have broken item, misplaced an item, spilt soda on the item, and is just walking in like, I want my refund. And that didn't happen to me. This is an honest guy talking.
Well, they should have exchanged it. If it was just a cord issue, they should have just gave you another one and just taken it back.
I asked Best Buy. I said, I don't even want, like, I want to write rave reviews about Best Buy. I want to say that the Shure MV7 is great. All the good stuff. There was no give money back. There was no lying, cheating, or stealing, and that's what upsets me. But what I really wonder, Kellie, I really, 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 really wonder: are too many people abusing that tweet style thing that you're talking about?
I don't know, because I just did it. Like I just did it.
It worked for you.
Yeah, well, because
what happened?
So my disgruntled thing was, okay, we are on an AT&T family plan. Okay, we've had AT&T for years. So all of a sudden, my sister upgrades her phone to get she had an upgrade available. So she gets a new phone. All of a sudden, we've got like 7 lines added to our account. And we're like, what the fuck? It was like some hotspot thing, but then there was somebody's name on a phone number, and I don't know what was going on. So we call them, we try to get it resolved. We're talking to like 25 people, and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody can help us. I finally get to someone that removes that line we never added. And then she's telling me, okay, well, if this is somebody else's name, you should probably file a fraud report to make sure nobody's in your account. So I'm like, okay. So I go to do what I'm supposed to do to file the fraud claim. Well, because of COVID or whatever, they don't have anybody answering the phone. And there's an actual message that tells you, sorry, we're not answering this line, but go online and fill out this form. And they texted me, AT&T texted me the link that I'm supposed to go fill out this fraud form. And it's a broken link. It doesn't even work. So I can't call the fraud department because nobody answers. I can't fill out the form because the link doesn't work. And I'm on the phone with somebody in another part of the fraud department, and they're basically like, sorry, there's nothing I can do. And I was like, what do you mean there's nothing you can do? So somebody could be in my account adding a shit ton of phones, and there's nothing you can do as a fraud department? Are you fucking kidding me? And I told him, I said, I do not accept that answer. I'm sorry, but I do not accept that answer. Somebody's not going to be charging all kinds of shit on my phone when I went from a $200 bill to a $600 bill. Are you serious right now? And they're like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. So I went on Twitter and I was like, AT&T, what the fuck? I can't like file a fraud claim because your fraud department doesn't answer the phone. There's a message that tells me they don't. And you send me a link that doesn't work. Like, what the hell's going on? I got that shit resolved like the next day. Because that's like a serious thing. Like, somebody's in my shit. And I went through department after department after department. And I was genuinely like, you guys can't tell me to file a fraud claim. I have another person's name and phone number on my account. I don't know who this is. Everybody's defrauding everybody these days. And there's all kinds of internet fraud and all this shit. And you're telling me AT&T, one of the largest companies in the world, can't get a link to work, and you're not even going to go to like IT and try to fucking figure it out? Really? How does that even make sense?
Perhaps it was an old lover that took this information.
No. But tell me that's not crazy. AT&T is telling me their IT department doesn't work.
It's getting this picture that you're painting to me across the board. My gripe with Best Buy and now the gripe with this company. It's like they're very good at charging. They're very good at adding. They're not good at remedying.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah, like honest problems, you know. And again, it's like, are so many people doing it the wrong way and kind of cheating the system, so to speak? And so when you got like a real, actual, legitimate situation like you did, it's like no help at all. But I'm glad you tweeted it and it did work. I did Instagram it like. Like, hello, Shure MV7. I love it. You know, I love the product, but you know, just got it at Best Buy like in October. You know, like, you know, towards the verbiage, you know, anything sans, you know, damage, because there's no damage. Literally, if you look at the port, it's not even the proper port. That's not the port that should be there. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not really a good port. What it should be is a USB-C. Anyone will tell you.
Right.
The beauty of that microphone is there's an XLR if you have an audio interface, or the more plug and play style, but it should never be a cord that sort of needs to be finagled with, because when you finagle with it, you could short the, I guess that would be a terminology.
Yeah.
Point being, I get so mad at Best Buy and I get mad at what happened to you because too many people have probably bullshitted, and that's who has been sufficed. But listen,
and that's like, I've had that happen to me like a few times. I mean, I got like my car broken into at LA Fitness. I had to tweet them because like in LA, like the location knew that people were breaking into people's cars in the parking lot, but they didn't tell their patrons. Because it was like a ring of robberies from the valet company that would valet the cars. And it was like a whole thing, and LA Fitness knew it and didn't tell anybody. And I had a whole thing with them, and I was like, you can't do that to your paying customers. Like, what the hell? Like, it's just such bad customer service these days. That's what it boils down to. It's just like everything at the end of the day is just bad customer service. And all I really want is my shit to work because I'm paying for it. So let's fix it.
Your issue, yes, get remedied, but like, it's bad customer service, but then it's bad customers, and so many bad customers and sort of abusing the situations is why certain situations are getting the shit end of the stick. Is really what I feel. I could be a mean person, or like I went in so freaking sweet, Kelly. I was like, yo, look at my face. I mean, I couldn't be more sincere. Kelly, I had to hit with the, well, let me tell you, how did you do when the pandemic hit? Did you lose your job? Like I did.
Yeah,
I had to pull the heartstrings.
And I was like, I understand it's, there's a lot less people working, every company suffered in some way, shape, or form, but that shouldn't diminish the quality of service that you get. And it's like, okay, if somebody can't help you, okay, fine. But then it's like, is there anything you can do? Can we switch out the cord? Can we do anything? Is there a manufacturer number I can call to try to get? Because this is clearly not the right thing on this device. So am I just like SOL? Is that really all that there is?
You're smart. Why wasn't an option like, well, you like the mic, you only want to get another one. Hey, excuse me, sir, we can't get you another one, but we could send it to a technician, get it fixed, and at a low cost or something.
Something. Maybe we give you 20% off to fix it, like something, right?
I'm gonna stick to this specifically to Best Buy. Screw you, because I didn't have to purchase it there. I could have purchased it on Amazon, but I'm a person who likes actual like customer. I don't. How people get really excited? They're like, oh, I'll just Amazon everything during Christmas.
Yeah.
I go to the mall. I'm one of the only people. I like doing things, and that's what I told them too. I says I got this on Amazon, and they would have helped. I could have got it through Shure, and they would have helped. Now, granted, I will say the best thing about Best Buy is they did give a route. They were like, go through Shure, Shure, which is the fantastic microphone. But I gotta say the instructions. I don't know my algebra, so I'm like, I can't. It's too much for me. But that's not even the point. The point is that Best Buy, you were able to take my money, but you ain't able to help my issue. So Best Buy, I'm not gonna say you're terrible. You deal with a lot of shitty customers, so I'm going to understand that. But Best Buy, you're getting a slap on the wrist from this nice, hardworking, over 40-year-old podcaster. Okay.
Well,
enough
and I
is enough.
I just like the social media manager for AT&T totally took care of me, and I appreciate that, and got my issues to the right people and all that. It was wherever I was getting routed to on the phone that I just kept going in circles for like 3 days. And it was like, how do I upgrade a phone on like January 6th? And then on the 22nd, you're charging me for 7 other lines. Like, what's happening? It shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't take that long. So like, figure this out. But how are you going to have a fraud department that doesn't work?
Kelly, I think the new direction of our show is to start complaining about everything. Somebody told me in the recent time here, they were like, oh, what's a complaint actually do? It says it does everything. It does. Well, what good is it? What good is it to complain? What?
I mean, this episode is full of complaints, okay?
Yes, let's reset. We're done with Best Buy.
We need to get back to.
Best Buy, get your shit together. But yes, Kelly, let's. Before we do that, though, Kelly, I got to tell you, we're going to talk about difficult people in a second here, and I'm loving that we're doing a new version of our show. We're about to transition into like another chapter of our show. But I wanted to tell you now. I don't know. Keep talking. I hope your microphone don't get muted. I wanted to tell you, hello, that Viridian Row never goes out of style to creativity. Please go to viridianrow.com. And if you go there, much like patreon.com/randomlyronnie Jr., there's so much good artsy stuff. It is not just the quote t-shirts. I mean, it's just so beautiful. Oh, did you have a comment on it as well? I mean, is it?
Oh,
did you have something you wanted to add?
Cute little green earrings. I've got some. They've got earrings.
Hold on.
They've got
one
cool
second. Let me describe. Let me describe those things. Oh, look at you.
Ooh, my little pop of color today.
I would never say this term. I mean, I would never like use this, but wash out. She looks good. She looks good.
And I like hardly ever wear earrings, but I thought these were so cute. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love a big earring. Yeah, no, that looks good. ViridianRow.com. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter and all the things. And it's a small business, and it's great to support them because guess what? They support difficult podcasters and are one of the reasons that show works. Now, is our show always lit well? No. Is our show with good microphones? No. Is our show even funny? Apparently not, says Apple Podcast. But it's still fun for us. It's still fun for us.
That's all that matters at the
Julie
end of the day.
and Billy. Say it again.
I said that's all that matters at the end of the day, right?
Yes. We're the laughing stock of Julie Klausner. She's like, oh, these dummies.